Hey, g'day guys, it's Adam from VideoShowMeHow. And in this video, we're going to be installing probably the best bang for buck mod that you can do to your four-wheel drive, particularly if you're going to be using it for what the thing's designed for in the first place. And that is installing some custom off-road full stainless steel bash plates. Let's get started. Now, the legends from custom off-road bash plates have been around for over a decade and have built themselves a pretty awesome reputation in creating super high quality under vehicle protection. And they've worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. This is their three-piece system and it is in the 4mm stainless. I wanted to make sure that I had the maximum protection for the DMAX. While I'm not going to be going super crazy in rock gardens and that sort of stuff, I am definitely keen to hit some of the tougher stuff. The 4mm stainless is going to give me all the protection that I need. And good news, these are super simple to install yourself. You can totally do this in your garage at home. It's definitely a one beer job, pretty straightforward. All of the nuts and bolts, including the nut plates and everything, come with. So enough jibber jabber, let's get cracking on getting these installed. Step number one is to get your 4B up on some car stands if you have them. If you don't, that's okay. You want to get the front end up off the ground so that we can start taking off the factory plates. Recommend that you use some wheel chocks just under the back tire here, just to give you some added handbrake insurance. Now get the new bash plates ready to go. If you've got a creepy crawly, grab it, because you're going to make life easy with one of those. You're going to need a 14mm socket for the standard steel bash plate and a 12mm socket to get the composite one off. So grab that, grab a drill. Something like one of these jobbies is going to do the job. Get that ready to go and jump underneath. So grab your drill or your ratchet, zip out each of the bolts that are holding the factory plates in position, chuck them over to the side so that we can move on to the next step. All right, awesome. There's our pile of factory plates. We put our little measure here on the side here. There you go. You can see that they're only coming in at about 1 mil thick, so quite skinny. I mean, it's good they're steel, not all of it. This is composite material at the back, but something's better than nothing. However, massive, massive upgrade going to the custom off-road 4mm stainless. That's our next step, is start lining these guys up under the DMAX. So there we go, all laid out, ready to rock and roll. We want to start with this guy, the big long one. The leading edge of that is going to sit on this cross member here, and you can see one to the left and one to the right are where the bolt holes need to go. So that's our next step. We want to get our bolts, we want to get them down here ready to go, because then we want to start with the big guy. We want to put him up into position, sandwich it into place with the leading edge lining up, and then get those bolts and finger tighten into place. All right, so once you've got the first couple in, just a couple of turns, because then you've got enough leverage to sit this guy on the ground, which makes life a whole lot easier. With the DMAX, you'll see these extra little tabby bits that came out from the factory. You can zip those ones off, a little bit of weight saving. And then to attach this end, we want to use our cross member. So there's our hole just there, and same on the other side, but there's also no thread. But never fear, Custom Off-Road is here because we have our little stainless nut plates. So run them along the cross member until they are in position and the bolt is lined up with the hole. So get the two longer bolts, our nut plates, install the nut plates and push this and bolt it into position. And this is what it should look like. Here's our rear plate all in place. We've still got these loose, and we will go ahead and torque everything down at the end. Pull your protective film back past the bolt holes. It just makes life a whole lot easier when you are torquing these down. You get a nice clean finish. And while we're here, this is one of the advantages of the custom off-road three-piece system, because here is our transfer case for the DMAX, and you can see our rear plate comes right up to the back of this as well, and really protects everything underneath. And then of course everything right to the front of the truck, all nice and protected. So here's our mid plate, and we want to make sure our slots facing the rear of the vehicle. They slot in over the top of our rear plate, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to keep these loose, because they just slot in straight over the top there. The front bolt holes, pretty straightforward. You'll see there really is only one spot for them. and that is one there and one there. And a couple other things that I reckon are awesome with this design is you've got these cutouts so that you can flush any of the gunk out from underneath here, any sand or anything that gets in there can flush all of that out. Plenty of holes there, but then also stuff like this. Up in there is where you do your oil change. So makes life really easy. You don't have to remove the whole plate anytime you need to service the vehicle. So there's our mid plate all installed. We've got our rear plate in position as well. Lucky last, time to bolt up our front plate. So lucky last, installing our front plate. If you have a factory front bar, there is a bit of plastic sort of trim just here. 1, 2, and 3 Phillips heads. Just rip that guy out. And then the bolt holes that you want to be using are this one right here next to our little factory recovery point. And then the other one is just here. I can confirm if you are running an ARB recovery point, these guys still work fine. It just sits straight over the top of this guy. So there's our bolt holes, 1, 2, and then obviously we want to slot in using a similar method to what we did there before. We just want to slot 1 and 2 into here and to here. So there we go, there is our front plate installed. Solid protection for the bottom of our radiator, etc. there. There's our top 2 bolts to the cross member. You can see how the little slotted tabs come in over the top here and they can be tightened down just like that. So we are smooth all the way down to the back of the truck. All right, cool. So we're on the home stretch. Once each of your plates are installed, you just want to check your alignment, make sure you're happy with everything. And then once you are, grab your DAC or your ratchet. We want to go over each of our bolts, torque them into position. We don't need to be maniac tight here, just regular tight. So once everything is all torqued into position and we're happy with the alignment of everything, the next step and our last step is, you know how you get a new piece of electronics and it's got one of those screen and the film off it? I don't know about you, let me know in the comments. I love peeling those things off. I don't know what it's about, I'm a bit weird like that. This is like an enormous version of one of those. So, and the next step is just to peel off all of the protective film so that we can check out our bash plates in all of their stainless glory. So there we go, all installed. Cheers guys, I hope you enjoyed that particular video. These things look absolutely mint. They are super, super solid, and being stainless, never gonna have to worry about any sort of rust or anything like that with the beach work that I do. So overall, really, really happy with these. I think they are gonna do an awesome job of protecting all the important stuff and running gear underneath the D-Max. Massive thanks to the legends over at Custom Off-Road for supporting this video. Be sure to check out the links in the description down below if you're keen to explore the options for your four-wheel drive. A big shout out to the Patreons of VideoShowMeHow as well. I really, really appreciate the extra support you guys are giving, and it really helps in producing videos just like this one. The D-Max build continues, guys. This one is about video number 26, 27, something like that. So lots of other content. Check out the playlist if you haven't already. I hope this video was helpful and shows just how easy it is to install yourself a set of underbody bash plates. You can totally have a go of this in your garage, on your driveway. You can totally do this one yourself. But other than that, guys, as always, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.